Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello everyone, welcome. This is Nick from TONT Sports. Today we're going over my 2022 wide receiver prospect rankings for the upcoming NFL draft. Long list, a lot of work. We're getting through. I'm all the way up to linebackers now. I got to do linebackers, cornerbacks, and safeties. But every other thing is coming on the way. It's a long process. I got to get all the, PowerPoints ready and all that crap. But finally, we got our wide receivers coming. This video should have been out probably a month ago. I had it done for a long time now. I got still a few guys moving up and down the draft board. So again, you're going to want to watch a video a lot closer to the draft to show you my final rankings. But as of right now, these are my rankings. And then I'll answer the fan questions at the very end of the video that you guys left for me on our Instagram page. Again, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and a lot more stuff too. We got a lot. If you want to ask us where it is, comment in the comment section below. We'll send you a link. All right, here we go. Let's hop right into it right now. All right, here we go. Here's my 2022 wide receiver prospects by, of course, me. Let's hop right into this. All right, here's my track record. Now, oh, Lord have mercy. Let me tell you something. My wide receivers have not been the best. I'll be honest with you. My tight ends have been a lot better than my wide receivers. But we're going to go over this. In 2021, I definitely had a hiccup. So, again, I'm going to man up and say where I messed up. And, we'll go over this. But let's start with 2018. I had Cortland Sutton as my number 1. Calvin Ridley as my number 2. DJ Chark is number 3. DJ Moore is number 4. Cornelius St. Brown is 5. And James Washington 6. Out of the guys I did scout listed here, I'm going to be honest with you. This is not horrendous. DJ Moore definitely probably deserves to be up here. But again, here's the thing. When DJ Chark is healthy, when Calvin Ridley's healthy, and Sutton's healthy, they're all very good players. DJ Moore, though, is also a superstar wide receiver when he has a, let's go with a, average quarterback. Unfortunately, he has been really unfortunate with the quarterback that he has had. I mean, it's really bad. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold, and Cam Newton, he just needs an accurate quarterback that can get him the ball. But again, this list is really not that bad. I'll be honest with you. I was very high on Equinemius St. Brown, who honestly never panned out. And James Washington was listed as my 6th out of those 6 wide receivers there. 2019, I had DK Metcalf 1, AJ Brown 2, Marquise Brown 3, Terry McLaurin 4, Deebo Samuel 5, and N'Keal Harry 6. I'm going to say it again. Where I believe I truly messed up is having Brown listed as 3. I thought his speed would be used a lot better. But again, this was listed as prospects, who I think was the most talented guys coming out of college or had the most potential. Marquise Brown, I felt like had a lot of potential. But then once he got drafted to the Ravens with Lamar Jackson and, that really run-heavy team, his draft stock dropped. And I say that in the draft video that's unfortunately no longer on our channel because we got shut down in 2019. And fortunately, we're back up now. So all our videos up until 2020 have been shut down and they're nowhere to be found. I got a few records left, but again, this is my true track record. If I was lying to you guys, I would not have this 2021 record being here because I was totally off with this. So I'm showing you the honest truth. Brown listed as 3, McLaurin 4, Deebo Samuel 5. I'm sure people are saying right now Deebo Samuel should be a lot higher. I'm not really going to say that. As a prospect, he was still listed as 5. I would probably put Brown down at 5 and move these two up to 3 and 4, but I would still leave Deebo Samuel behind Metcalf, Brown, McLaurin, and then I would put Samuel there. Had a great year last year, but I'm not going to slide him all the way up the board there. But I knew N'Keal Harry was not as good as some people were saying he was. 2020, Lamb 1, Ruggs 2, Mims, right? Maybe a miss there. Jefferson, Judy, Shenault, Higgins. I absolutely love Higgins. I had him ranked very high on my grade scale, but I lowered him down on my personal analysis. That was a big miss there. Should definitely be higher than a few of these guys. Lamb was probably, I would still say he's probably, if I had to do it all over again, I'd probably say he was the closest to being my true 1A. I also did love Justin Jefferson. You understand, Justin Jefferson was ranked very low according to most boards. But again, you see my little bit of biasy, and it's not that I watch college football, but I just love Denzel Mims' film so much, and I love Shenault's film so much that I rank them higher than they probably should have been if I dug a little bit further. But again, I just watch film. I look at their measurables, and I rank them. And I do that still to this day. That's how I do my scouting. If you don't like it too dang bad. But again, nobody had DK Metcalf listed as their number 1. I did. A lot of people didn't have Henry Ruggs listed as a number 2. I did. Justin Jefferson wasn't listed in most people's top 5. I'm going to be honest. And I really like him. Denzel Mims, I feel like was a circumstance thing. being in the New York Jets for the last few years wasn't really a nice landing spot for him to be. So again, I think he's really, really talented. It's just that he's been in a terrible situation. And then you go here, 2021. Now, this one, I want to tell you what happened. Taylor Wallace's film is really amazing. He did get hurt, did not know that. And then he went to the Baltimore Ravens. Go back and watch my draft grades video. That is uploaded on YouTube. Go back and watch it. I say that this is not looking good for Taylor Wallace's career, although I think that he was one of the, if not the best prospect coming out of last year's draft as a wide receiver, because he could be like that Deebo Samuel, catch a ball behind the line of scrimmage, break 1,000 tackles, score a touchdown, catch a deep ball, go up over somebody, catch one. I mean, he was truly what you call a 1A. He could get it done in any way you want him to get it done. Screen pass, over the top, route running, a nice comeback route, dig route, anything it was, he could get it done. Watch his film, watch his highlights, watch whatever you want. Really, I like what Taylor Wallace showed. Same thing with Devontae Smith. Love Devontae Smith, his fluidness, everything. But again, he went to the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's not really a great spot. Then you look at the next guy, Rashad Bateman. Baltimore Ravens don't like that landing spot between Bateman and Wallace, both going to Baltimore. Go back and watch the videos. Love Bateman, love Wallace. Lamar Jackson, your quarterback, shoots it way down. Same thing happened here with Marquise Brown. Lamar Jackson, your quarterback, shoots it way down. So then you got a guy named Jamar Chase, and I wasn't that high on Jamar Chase. I thought he was talented, but I was not buying into the hype. He went to Joe Burrow. I said his stock just completely risen, right? Absolutely risen. Was he the best prospect? No, but the chemistry was already there. They broke records in college together. I absolutely love the draft pick. So again, his stock market absolutely went up, while people like Bateman, Smith, and Wallace absolutely crashed. Diami Brown goes to the Washington football team. Again, his market's going to fall. Tyler Heineke was the starting quarterback. Jalen Waddle, big miss here. I'll be the first one to admit it. Big miss here. He was great. And another big miss is Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore, man, let me tell you something. I absolutely love what I saw. I mean, he has some of the best route running and some of his best elusiveness that I've seen in this entire draft. And everyone else is everyone else. All right, let's hop into this year. Let's get right into it. It's going to be better this year, I promise. Here's my grade scale. Everything stays the same. My grade on release, route running, catch and traffic, special catches or toes and bounds, speed, size, agility, and fight. And this is complete analysis after film study and their pro days. One other thing I want to make sure I go over here is that, remember, the order that you're going to see now is according to my grade scale, not my personal analysis. My personal analysis will be at the very end of the video, so let's hop right into it. First receiver, ranked number 1 on my grade scale, is wide receiver Drake London. Okay, I'm going to read my notes here, okay? He's 6'3", 219, and he did not run a 40, so it's not listed. This kid is a phenomenal athlete. He is a former basketball player, and you can clearly see in his receiving skills. He is a matchup nightmare, tall, lengthy, and fast. His combination makes him an absolute nightmare for most defenders. He does a great job boxing out defenders and going up and catching balls over defenders. He has great body positioning, and he is not an easy to take down after the catch. So this guy is a nightmare also after he gets the ball in his hands. It's not going to go down easy at all. He will fight for extra yards. His release has been getting better and better each season, but still not where I would like it to be. His route running has been getting better also every single season. I want to see his 40 time to get a real feel for his speed. Again, it was really tough to see what he was running. This could absolutely skyrocket his value if his 40 time is around a 4.44 or faster. I'm figuring probably around a 4.5 if I had to guess. This kid's potential is through the roof. His blocking skills on the outside would immediately make him one of the better blocking receivers in the National Football League right out of the gate. So what are his strengths? His strengths is he's a great athlete. He boxes out defenders to catch the football. He's a matchup nightmare. He has great body positioning. He's tough to tackle after the catch. He fights for extra yards. He's a great run blocker, which doesn't get graded on my grade scale. And he's phenomenal at catching the ball in traffic, over the middle or going up and getting a ball over somebody. His release is not the greatest. I would love to see that getting improved a little bit more. And his agility is not the best either. But again, he does it other ways. He's a bigger guy, 6'3", almost 6'4", but it didn't just reach it to 220. Big guy, throw him a 50-50 ball. He may come down and get it for you. So that's what Drake London brings to the table. Okay. That's what he brings to the table. I absolutely love this film. Some people say, oh, he doesn't create separation. T. Higgins didn't create great separation either. T. Higgins, though, is faster. Okay. He is faster than Drake London was. T. Higgins ran like a 4.4, 4.44, 4.45, 40. I see Drake London running around 4.5. Higgins is faster, but they're both go up, get it receivers, great for quarterbacks that love to throw the 50-50 ball and give your wide receiver a chance. Here is my breakdown. You're more than welcome to hit pause. Look at it. This is how the grade gets written down. Okay. So again, he earned a 77% of the points possible out of, 100% possible. So he earned 77% of the possible points being able to be earned. All right, here it is again. Go and look at it, and let's go to our next guy. Next guy, Khalil Shakir. Now, right away, people are probably knocking me already. Oh, my. Last year, you had Thielen Wallace. Now you have this nobody, Khalil Shakir. His film's phenomenal. He's not going to be great at number 2 in my personal analysis. So there's that for all of you that are probably knocking me right now in the comments. Just stay tuned. Wait until the end. You'll see where he's ranked. Khalil Shakir, 5'11", 196, runs a 4.43. This kid truly has the makings to be special. He does not always catch the ball cleanly, but he can go up and catch 50-50 balls consistently. He has very strong hands at the point of attack and is able to rip the ball out of the sky with ease. He is not only a 50-50 ball guy, but he is phenomenal at breaking tackles using agility and route running. Using agility and running through defenders. He fights for extra yards consistently. He uses his body to outposition the defenders. His ability to go up and get balls, break tackles, and create plays puts him high on my radar. His 40 time will be a huge deciding factor. Currently, I was anticipating a 4.48 to a 4.5. He runs a 4.43. He slides up my draft grade even more than what I thought. So what do we got here? He's a 50-50 ball catcher. He has great special catching ability. Again, I mean, this guy can rip it out of the night sky. He has very strong hands. He has a high points to football at the point of attack. He's tough to tackle, really tough to tackle. I mean, he stays on his feet very well. Good agility. He fights for extra yards and faster than I anticipated, which shot up his stock a little bit on my draft grade. His weaknesses, his release is not the greatest, and his route running is not the greatest, okay? Not like some of the other guys. So being at 5'11", 196, 4.43, that's prototypical receiver. Now, I like 6'1", 6'2" receivers that run in the 4.4s. He's not there, but 5'11", 4.4, 340 is typically what you see in the NFL. That's a prototypical wide receiver in the National Football League. Really love this film. His grade skills high. But again, I have to come to my senses and lower him down in my personal analysis, and you'll see that at the end. But again, this is one of my sleepers for sure. Here's his breakdown. Again, you're more than welcome to take a look at this. But again, you just see his special catching ability is absolutely phenomenal. And here's the next guy, Alec Pierce. And you guys are probably like, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? He earned a 72 overall grade for me as well, which is really good because that's 72% of the points being able to be earned, he earned. So that's very good in my opinion. So what do I got written down for him? Well, let's see. He's 6'3", 211, and ran a 4.41. Wow. Wow. When I saw this guy first on film, I sent my two friends, Greg and Little Dom, a message and saying that him and Khalil Shakir both, I watched them both on the same day, and I was absolutely impressed in both of their films. I was like, these guys might be the two steals of the draft. This kid reminds me of Mike Evans and Mike Williams type of receiver. Big guy, fast, stretch the field vertically. Big body guy, okay? He is really good at boxing out and making big catches downfield. His route running is not terrible either, but he has one of the best releases I have ever seen in the draft. He can be extremely special in the National Football League. Runs a 4.41, 6'3", almost 6'4", right around that area. Really fast, great release, uses strength. I mean, look at this dude's arms, for crying out loud. Big guy, strong guy. Big body, very fast. Body positioning is key for him. Boxes out receivers. He has a phenomenal release and makes some absolutely spectacular catches. Goes up, catches those 50-50 balls. Uses speed. I mean, phenomenal. I mean, if you want to name this is someone like T. Higgins. Runs a 4.4 40 like T. Higgins, but he really reminds me of Mike Evans. Besides, he is 2 inches smaller or 1.5 inches smaller. But also with that, he's a lot faster, in my opinion, than Mike Evans. So I absolutely love his film. His agility is a weakness. His route run is not the smoothest, and his fighting for extra yards. One thing about him being a big guy, he doesn't really fight for extra yards as much as you would like to see him. He catches the ball, he goes down. He doesn't really fight, push the pile or anything special. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at that. I'm sorry, I'm taking a sip of water. My mouth gets so dry in these videos. I try to talk fast to keep the video within 40 minutes long. We'll see how we're doing. Next guy, Treylon Burks, earns a 71. 6'2", 225, runs a 4.55. This kid is fun to watch. Big, tall, fast receiver. He is not the smoothest route runner coming out, but he is great at 50-50 balls. He does a great job getting his body in position and high pointing the football. His speed is top of the draft as well. This is what I thought, right? I was predicting him to run anywhere from like a 4.38 to a 4.43. And with his size, that is great speed. He is not the easiest route runner. I mean, oh my goodness gracious. I'm keep on saying route runner. He is not the easiest runner to take down. The combination of speed, size, and stiff arm makes it difficult to bring him down. I love the way this guy goes up to get footballs. Definitely a top receiver in this draft class. I thought he was a lot faster than what he ran. He ran a 4.55. I was anticipating a 4.38 to a 4.43. He ran a lot slower. Now, again, I'm going to knock him a little bit for that, but I'm not going to knock him completely. He's a great 50-50 ball catcher. He's a phenomenal at high point in the football. Tough to tackle. Uses a stiff arm to break those tackles. Great release. Good at catching the ball in traffic over the middle of the field. And again, he has that special catching ability. I mean, his hands are like the size of mitts. I mean, like a baseball glove. Huge hands. I mean, just look how much of his hand wraps around that football. It is actually crazy. He's slower than I anticipated, and his agility is not where I would like it to be. But again, you don't need to check every box to be a top receiver in the National Football League. His size, his ability to catch a football is phenomenal. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to take a pause and look at this. And here's the next guy, Chris Olave, earned a 70 grade. 6 foot, 187, runs a 4.39. Faster than what I thought, to be honest with you. This kid is a great route runner. He runs a ton of curl and comeback routes. He's similar to Garrett Wilson in the sense that they run the same routes. He also is good at gaining yards on simple drag routes over the middle of the field. Does a good job catching contested passes. Also is aware of the sideline and tends to do great in college, getting 1 foot down, but struggles to get both feet down, which is the NFL rules. So it shows you that he's aware of getting the 1 foot down. So I would hope that he works on getting both feet down for the NFL. But it shows that, again, he's aware of getting that 1 foot down. I'm sure he'll be able to get both feet down in the NFL once he, changes leads to the NFL. So fluid in his route running and run after the catch. Very good quick release. So what is he? A phenomenal route runner. Big playability. I mean, he can run a comeback route and take it to the house, a drag route and take it to the house. Really smooth. I mean, his smoothness and his fluidity is phenomenal. Great contested catcher. Aware of toes and bounds. 1 foot in bound for college, and it needs to adapt to 2 feet and down in the NFL. Fluidity routes in after. I mean, his fluidity in his routes and after his routes are phenomenal. He goes in and out of his routes amazingly. It's really something I have not seen in a long time. Quick release, and he has great speed. Now, his weaknesses: he does not fight for extra yards. He does not use size or lack size. This one, he's 6'1". He doesn't really use. He's 6 foot. Doesn't really use his 6 foot. He kind of doesn't use his size to catch the football, and does not get both toes in bounds yet. Again, I'm thinking if I had to predict, he's gonna be able to adapt this. Again, this is something that I do as an analyst here, is I got to predict a few things, and I'm going to say I bet on him being able to get both feet down, but right now he's not able to do it, and that's something I put as a weakness. But again, I might be too hard on him because in the college, you don't got to get both feet down, so you only work on getting 1 foot down. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at that. And here is Garrett Wilson, earned a 69 grade for me. 6 foot, 183, ran a 4.38, slightly better than Chris Olave. This kid has a great release. Whenever someone lines up on him press coverage, he typically breaks off the coverage fast with a quick release. He is able to get behind some defenders, but is mainly used as an underneath option. Runs a ton of drag routes and is great with keeping both feet in bounds on the sideline. I see him make a lot of catches on the ground. He is a phenomenal after the catch, but he will gain. He is not phenomenal after the catch, but he will gain some extra yards on occasion. Does not go up over players. Relies mainly on his release and route running. Does a good job using his size to box out defenders. He can also be used in jet motions, and he has great straight line speed. Really good at the comeback and corner routes, great separation whenever he breaks on routes, can play both inside and outside. I would prefer, though, the slot position for Garrett Wilson because I feel like he did the best in the slot. With his size being 6 foot, 183, slot position might suit him a little bit better. What are his strengths? Great quick release, underneath option for quarterbacks, toes both in bounds, does a really good job at that. Route running is good, uses his size that he has, boxes out, jet sweeps you can use them with, create separation, and can play inside and outside. Again, I would prefer in the slot. Weaknesses, fights for extra yards. He does not fight for many extra yards. He gains some on occasion, but doesn't always gain them. And his agility. Again, I just don't see him, juking people out of their shoes and gaining extra yards. Here is his breakdown. You're more than welcome to take a look at that. And here's the next guy, John Metchie, someone that nobody's really talking about. 5'11", 187, did not run a 40. This kid seems special with his ability to get releases, have good route running, and create separation and catch the football. He is agile after the catch and is able to get open and catch balls on the sideline. He uses his IQ to get into the openings of the defense. Overall, his big playability on short routes and deep routes make him a threat. He'll rely on his route running and speed in the NFL. So this guy's going to get it done two ways. His phenomenal speed on film and his good route running. What are his strengths? Great release. He runs phenomenal routes, maybe one of the best route runners in the draft class. He creates great separation. Again, if you have speed and route running, it's going to be very hard to cover you. Great agility, gets both toes in bounds, great IQ, big playability. Give him a drag route, will take it to the house. Screen route, screen pass, take it to the house. And his speed is out of this world. Probably runs in the 4.2s, upper 2.4s, lower 4.3s. Weaknesses, he does not fight for extra yards. He does not use his size to lax it. This one's more of a lax it. 5'11", still has decent size, but he doesn't really use it. So it's a little bit of both. I want to see 6'1" to 6'3" receivers. That's my personal, sweet spot. So he lacks the size that I like, but he also doesn't use the size that he has. And he doesn't really catch a lot of balls in traffic. Doesn't really like to catch a screen pass in the middle of the defense, not going to be utilized that way. Give him the ball on the outside, and he'll be much better. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at it. And next guy, Wan'Dale Robinson. Now, let me take a sip of this water before I pass out with a heart attack. All right. Much better. Earned 68% of the points able to be earned. 5'8", 178, runs a 4.44. Again, I don't grade them based off their height. So 5'8", 178, definitely smaller than you would like, right? I mean, I think we can all agree on that. But, his film was, again, pretty dang good. This kid has a great balance between speed. He has great balance in general, and he does not go down easy. So the balance between all three of those and having great balance in general is just phenomenal. He is very versatile and can line up all over. He was a running back, and we see this clearly in his film. So before he made the transition to wide receiver, he was a running back. He has running back instincts, but hands that are good enough to be a receiver. This kid, versatility is going to make him a weapon all over the field. He is phenomenal. I shouldn't even say great, phenomenal at tracking deep balls. He can take a hit over the middle of the field and hang on to the football. I do not question this kid's toughness or his fight. He is a stud in my opinion, and the offense needs to get him the ball any way they can. He will most likely be a slot receiver, and he is good route runner in the slot position. I would not necessarily trust him as an outside receiver, one-on-one, or a one-on-one receiver on the outside. I do not see him being able to high point balls over great defenders. He can be a great role player, but never a true 1A receiver that can beat any coverage. He's never going to be a 1A. Being 5'8", 178, running a 4.44, again, that's pretty good speed, terrible size. He's a really good route runner. This is going to be like a Deebo Samuel type of receiver / running back. Also a Lynn Bowden, who got drafted to Raiders a few years ago, and now he's on the Miami Dolphins. He's going to be a guy that lines up in the backfield, can run the ball, can catch the ball, do a little bit of everything. He's a threat that way. You want to get him the ball out of the backfield, little screen passes, drag routes, anything like that. He's really good with the ball in his hands, but he's not going to go up and catch a ball over one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League, okay? That's just not going to happen. So what are his strengths? Well, great balance, fights for extra yards. So this is a small guy, but let me tell you something. He's going to lower his shoulder. Tough to tackle, very versatile, line him up anywhere on the field. You want the outside, inside slot, in the backfield as a receiver. As a running back, whatever you want to do. great agility, good speed, already catching the ball in traffic going over the middle of the field. Not going to go up and make a spectacular catch over somebody, but we'll catch a ball in traffic over the middle of the field and take the hit. And toughness. I mean, this kid is tough. Weakness, doesn't have a great release, not a great route runner, not going to make that spectacular catch you're looking for, doesn't always get both feet in bounds, and does not use or lack size. Well, for this one, yeah, it lacks size. 5'8" doesn't really have the size to be that elite receiver. Here's his breakdown. You see that he ranks pretty good catching traffic. This just shows you how tough he is going over the middle of the field. And you see his fight. That's very good for being 5'8". Here he is. Here looks a little like he's lining up as well. That's either a nice screen pass with a nice blocker, or he's even running the ball out here on the outside. Here's the next guy, Sky Moore. Sky Moore, 5'9", 195, 4'41". This kid can be special. He's very versatile, and he is a tough guy. He's willing to go over the middle of the field and take some big hits. He wins on some 50-50 balls and has great speed. He is not going to break many tackles, nor is he very agile, but his straight line speed, route running, and release make him special. Offense must get the ball in his hands however they can, because he can make a big play. He can burn people deep, or he can catch a ball over the middle of the field. He can do it all. Whatever you ask him to do, he can do. So this is a guy, again, you want to get him the ball any way you can. Versatility is key with him. He's a tough guy, catch a ball over the middle of the field, good route running, good release. He has good speed, and he's a playmaker. Definition of playmaker. And that's something else that Wan'Dale Robinson is that I might not have listed. Just an absolute playmaker. Sky Moore's weakness is agility, not the most agile guy in the world, and does not fight for extra yards. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to take a look at this, as we got a few more guys left to go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more, 12 more guys left to go. 12, 13, about 14 more. Holy crap. Let's get this thing moving. David Bell. Okay. David Bell, 6'1", 212, 465. This kid is not going to burn you with speed, but he is good after the catch. He does not go down easy, and he's able to juke out some defenders. He is good at catching some tough passes and is willing to take hits over the middle of the field. My main concern is going to be speed in the NFL. Hopefully he will continue to make strides in his route running and release to create separation. Again, before I watched the combine, I saw his film and I said, this guy looks slow. Then he runs a 4.65. I'm like, yeah, that checks out. But look, he's great after the catch. He has good juking ability, good agility, and he fights for extra yards. His weakness is his speed, so he's going to have to rely on his route running and his release that he needs to work on throughout when he's in the NFL to be a really good receiver in the National Football League. But again, his fighting for extra yard ability and his agility really can make him a threat. Here he is again. Here's his breakdown. And here's the next guy, Christian Watson. Now, this guy's like a fan favorite. 6'4", 208, ran a 4.36. Everyone sees size, speed. They say, DK Metcalf, DK Metcalf. Everyone wants to find the next DK Metcalf. If you want to find a DK Metcalf, you're not going to find one in this year's draft. No one has a body of DK Metcalf. Now, size and speed, yes, but not the body. So no one's going to find the next DK Metcalf. Christian Watson does remind me of DK Metcalf that he's tall, he is fast, and he's not have the best hands in the National Football League or in college. What Christian Watson is a fast, tall threat. That's about it. Let me hop into his notes. This kid can do a little bit of everything. However, the grade scale ranks him will be lower than his potential. So he has a lot more potential than what the grade scale shows. Again, earning a 67 is not, what is he rank now? 7, 8 right now on the grade scale. That's not great. Again, I'll have that all. I'll show you that at the end of the video where he ranks according to the grade scale and my personal analysis. So his potential is definitely higher than where he ranks on the grade scale. The potential he has with his size and speed is through the roof, but his film was not as special as you would want it to be. He is very fast and very tall. He is good at getting behind the defense. I would not credit it all to his route running, but I feel like his speed and size becomes tough to cover, especially if the play begins to break down. Again, DK, right? Not going to beat you right off the jump, but if the play breaks down and Russell Wilson buys him some time, he's going to get open. I did not see him fight. I did not see him fight for extra yards, but he was extremely agile. For his size, this man is agile, but he's not going to fight for a lot of extra yards. He is used as a deep threat on the outside. He is also great at doing jet sweeps. He was utilized as a kick returner in college as well, which shows his versatility. His ability to be fast and use his size can make him a great receiver in this league, but he is not polished yet. So everyone's trying to find the next DK Metcalf, right? And they're saying, Christian Watson is a guy. I don't know if I would say he's a guy. He's very fast, very tall, Great after breakdown, right? If the play breaks down, he's very good at that. Here's another thing. Agile. He's very agile. Okay. Jet sweeps. Pretty dang good at jet sweeps too. And he has great versatility. Okay. So look, he's a pretty good all-around receiver. He can be used really well if he gets put in the right hands of somebody, but he's not polished. He does not fight for extra yards and does not use his size yet as good as you would want to see him use his size. The thing is this, he has the size to use. He has the speed to be used. Again, a work in progress, but could be a really special talent in the NFL. Here's his grade scale. You're more than welcome to look at the breakdown. And here's the next guy, Jalen Tolbert, 6'1", 194, 449. This kid has some of the best ball skills in the draft with good speed. The main issue for him is creating separation on deep balls without his route running. He is not a bad route running, but he does tend to create separation on deep balls. That makes no sense, but he does not tend to create separation on deep balls. I'm sorry. So what does that mean? He is not a bad route runner, but he does not create a lot of separation when he runs a deep play. Okay. A deep post, a streak, whatever it may be. So that shows you his speed being a 4.5 and his route running. Okay. He's a playmaker with the ball in his hands. As soon as he catches a ball, he is smooth in his running ability. After the catch, he reminds me of Crabtree on his comeback routes. He is a great jump ball receiver, always gets his body in good positioning, and he is great at tracking the deep ball. My only concern right now is the separation on the deep ball. Reminds me kind of a Denzel Mims in college. Really special catchability, but doesn't really, have some of the things that, Mims and him were very similar in my opinion. So what are his strengths? He's a playmaker. He's smooth after the catch. He's a jump ball receiver, and he does good body positioning. Weaknesses, does not fight for many extra yards, and is not the greatest route runner. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at it. Next guy, Justyn Ross, 6'3", 205, did not run a 40. This kid is good at catching contested passes and keeping his toes in bounds. He definitely lacks speed downfield, so he needs to work the short to intermediate routes. He's useful with the ball in his hand because he's able to fight for extra yards and break tackles. He needs to work on his relief packages, as he only tends to use his strength and his size to beat defenders. So what's he good at? Contested catcher, keeps his toes in bounds, good at fighting after the catch, tough to tackle, and good strength. What are his weaknesses? Not fast downfield, not the greatest relief package. Route running is not really the greatest, and agility is not the greatest. Here is his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at that as we go on to our next guy, Jahan Dotson, 5'11", 178, ran a 4.43 40. Oh, shit, that's good. I'm sorry for my language. That is good for him. This kid is fast, and that is the main way of getting open downfield for him. He is a good route runner and has multiple ways of releasing at the line of scrimmage, mainly by his hand swipe. He has good hands and can make some special catches while being covered. A lot of people, Daniel Jeremiah, a lot of the other scouts are saying this guy may have the best hands in the draft. With running a 4.43 at 5'11", this guy is definitely sliding up some people's draft boards. Now, again, he doesn't really have, that size that some people want now. 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" of your freaking, Christian Watson. But he is pretty dang special. So what's he good at? Quick downfield, good route running, multiple release packages off the line of scrimmage, great hands, a good contested catcher, and special catching ability. His weaknesses, does not use size or lacks it. A little bit of both. His agility is not the greatest. This guy's a possession receiver if I've ever seen one, and he fights for extra yards. He does not fight for extra yards unless that's a weakness. Once he catches a ball, he typically gains maybe 2-3 more yards and goes down. I mean, he's not going to really break 1,000 tackles and, pop a big play, but he's fast. He is fast. Here's his breakdown. Here you go. One-hand catch, really special player, really good hands. Romeo Doubs, special. 6'1", 201, really good when I watched Carson Strong's film, but when I watched his film, I was like, I don't really know if I like him as much as I did when I watched Carson Strong's film. This kid is good at tracking the deep ball. There's not much film on him getting clean releases, so it's hard to grade his release. They usually play off coverage on him. So, again, it's a question and it's listed as a weakness. He is good at 50-50 balls and catching the ball over the middle of the field. He does a nice job using his size to box out defenders and catch the football. He does seem like a good deep threat, but there are definitely areas to improve. He's good at tracking it. He's a good 50-50 ball catcher. He uses his size, and he boxes out. That's supposed to say out, not out day. Weakness, release might be a weakness. I'm questioning it. Not the greatest agility and not the smoothest route runner on film, but he does get open. He does get open on some deep balls, which I just don't know how. Some of these people just using some speed is just able to do it. Now, did not run a 40, so that's interesting. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to hit balls like that. Let's go to Erik Ezukanma. This guy I actually liked when I watched film. Really low down the board, right? But, I mean, I'll tell you something. His name just stood out to me for some reason after I watched him. This kid is a good receiver who can stretch the field vertically on the outside or play well on the slot, has really good hands, and is able to high point the football well. He is not afraid to catch the ball over the middle of the field, and he is also able to fight for extra yards. 6'1", 209, didn't run a 40. Versatility is key for him. Great hands, can high point the football and catch the ball in traffic, and all while doing so, he has great special catch ability. This is a guy that can get both feet in bounds, get a foot in bound in college if he had to. He fights for extra yards after he catches the football. He's a really nice wide receiver. His weakness is not the greatest route running and doesn't have phenomenal agility either. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at that. And let's go to the next guy. Jameson Williams, really low down my board, right? Everyone, why is he so low? Why is he so low? Why is he so low? Well, listen to my notes. He's 6'1", 179. Warning, this grade may be lower or look lower, and it's not telling the full story. So again, he doesn't grade high on my grade scale, but that does not mean that he won't grade high in my personal analysis. So stay tuned till the end. Is Williams an all-around great receiver? No, there are areas that he needs to work in, but he is able to get behind the defense. He is super fast, expecting to see like a 4.25 40-yard dash time. He is not the most shifty player in open space, but he's able to get away with his breakaway speed. He can take any play to the house, whether it is a slant, post, streak, or even a drag route. He can also, he can also be utilized as a return man. I think Williams has good size, but I did not see him use his body much on film. I also did, I'm sorry, I'm losing myself here on the thing here. But I also did not use him. You see him use his body much. I also did not see him catch balls in traffic or high point the football. I did not see him, go over the middle of the field and catch a ball while being hit. That's what I'm basically trying to say here, right? He's not a guy that's going to do some of the dirty work like some of these other guys do. This guy has Henry Ruggs speed, but he does not have the outstanding catching ability Ruggs had when he came out of the draft. Tons of potential with the speed, but also needs to improve in other areas. So again, speed, but can't high point the football like Ruggs honestly could. I know people saying Ruggs. That's a good comparison for him, but doesn't have the ball skills like Ruggs did. Super fast. He's a playmaker and he's very versatile. Punt returner, kick returner, wide receiver. Weaknesses: does not catch a ball in traffic over the middle of the field, does not use or lacks size, and he does not fight for extra yards like I would like to see him do. Here's his breakdown. Let's go to the next guy. George Pickens, 6'3", 195, 4.47. Warning, this grade may look low as well. Lower than expected, okay? This guy was supposed to be high, right? A lot of people have this guy listed high. I have him listed a little bit lower. This kid's an interesting study. He is a big receiver on the outside. He's able to create space and get separation with the sides. He uses his body to make plays on the football, but I want to see his 40. He is really good at comeback routes, and he seems like he has speed downfield. From what I see, I'm currently predicting a 4.55 40 time, but if he runs a 4.4, it could skyrocket his draft grade. This is going to get interesting. He ran a 4.47, so I figured a 4.55. He runs a 4.47. That's better than what I anticipated. Great use of his body. I mean, he uses his body well, but his weakness is he doesn't have great agility and he doesn't fight for a lot of extra yards after the catch. This guy is another, possession receiver. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at it. Next guy, Calvin Austin, okay? 5'7", 170, ran a 4.32. I mean, this guy is just super fast. This kid has straight line speed. He is super fast, and you just see it pop on film. He is a threat he's a deep threat, and he's a threat underneath as well. He can catch a small drag route and turn it into something long. He actually has a really nice release to begin his routes, and it seems like he does a good job getting off his man without getting jammed. Whole thing is he gets off his man without getting jammed. Now, if he does get jammed, I don't know how he would pan out in the NFL. So if Jalen Ramsey jams him, he might not get off. But in college, he did not get jammed a lot. He got off very quickly. Super fast. He's a deep threat, and he's a playmaker. You didn't use him over top or underneath. He's pretty special. Weakness, Does not use size or lacks it. He lacks it. He's 5'7" for crying out loud. And he fights for extra yards. He does not fight for extra yards well. That's one of his weaknesses. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to take a look at it. And Kyle Phillips, he earned a 60 grade. 5'11", okay, 189, 4.58 40. This kid's an interesting watch because he is explosive with the ball in his hands. He has great fluidness while running with the football. He's super smooth and has great route running. I would have liked to see his release, but there's not much available on the film. It is given a lower grade simply because I did not see it, on the film that I watched. He is twitchy, keyword twitchy. And I like it. 40 time will have a big influence because we do not have a predicting number. I had no idea what I really thought he would run. He ran a 4.58. So I knew he was going to be slower. A 4.58 is about right. But his fluidness, his twitchiness, I mean, when you think about the word twitchy, you think of two guys, Hunter Renfrow, Cooper Kupp. These guys are twitchy that aren't that fast. And this guy reminds me of that twitchiness. Now, again, will he pan out to be like them? Probably not, but you never know. I mean, these are the guys that I can come back here now next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now and say, damn, I said he was twitchy. There was a chance of him being that good. I saw a glimpse of it, and he could very well be that guy. But again, he does not have the physicals, and that lowers him down a lot on my grade scale. He's a playmaker. He's fluidness with the ball in his hands. Great route running, and he has good agility. His weaknesses, did not see a lot of release on film. He does not catch the ball in traffic a lot, does not use size or lacks it, and his speed is definitely not where you want it to be. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at it. And here we go. Final two guys. Danny Gray. Okay, Danny Gray, 5'11", 186, runs a 4.33. Another very fast guy. Okay, here we go. This kid seems like a super smooth receiver. He has the speed to be a deep threat. What I liked the most about his film was the underneath catches. He can take a slant to the house or run a curl route and gain an easy 8 yards because the defense plays him so conservatively. Low score because of his play style. So he earned a 58 grade, but I'm saying, he earned that because, of his play style. He's not going to go up and catch a ball over somebody. So his play style is going to make him have a lower grade on my grade scale. It's not going to check all the boxes like some of these other guys do. He's a playmaker. He has great speed. His weaknesses, his release is not the greatest. He does not use size or lacks it. And he does not fight for a lot of extra yards. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to look at. And our final guy, Dontario Drummond. 6 foot, 215, ran a 4.65 40. Seemed like a really long and lengthy guy on film. I don't have his arm length written down, but just seem lengthy on film. This kid is a long and lengthy. Literally, that's my first words in my notes. Long and lengthy. He definitely attacks the football as it comes to him with his hands. He runs a lot of comeback, curl, and in-breaking routes. He loves football. I can tell it by his film. Does he run through tackles? No. But he does try to extend plays to the best of his ability. I'm not sure what he will grade on my grade scale. Clearly, a grade of low. I am not sure where he will end up ranking either. But I will say this. He has potential. He sits in opening parts of the zones and can be used as a quarterback's best friend. He has some decent downfield double moves, but should excel in short routes and underneath routes. What are his strengths? He attacks the football. He has good zone IQ. Weaknesses, does not use his size or lacks it. And speed. For him, he doesn't really use his size. And he's not fast. He runs a 4.65 40, and he lacked it in film as well. Here is his in-depth breakdown. And here we go. Here's my ranking. So, let me take a sip of water. This is a ranking that you just saw me go through on the video. All right. This is according to the grade scale, right? This is the order that we just went by. More than welcome to look at it. Hit pause. This is unbiased. This is getting a grade for each category. But again, now someone that's like Jameson Williams who's extremely fast, right? You might just want a fast receiver. Well, if you want a fast receiver, he may be your guy, right? So he would be ranked a lot higher. But this is ranking everything equally. Speed equally, catching traffic equally, special catching or toes and bound equally. All of it's ranked equally. So if you're really special in a few areas and that's all the team needs, then you might rank low on this grade scale, but be a great receiver. Okay, so this is averaging everything the same. And the order is London 1, Shakir 2, Pierce 3, Burks 4, Olave 5, Wilson 6, Metchie 7, Robinson, Moore, Bell, Watson, Tolbert, Ross, Dotson, Doubs, Ezukanma, Williams, Pickens, Austin, Phillips, Gray, Drummond. Okay, that's top 22 guys. Let's go to the next slide. Here is the 2022 draft to the 2021 rankings via the grayscale using last year's scale. All right, I've noticed something. I am ranking a lot of people a lot lower this year, just in general, than last year. So you're gonna see a lot of receivers ranked lower than the guys from last year. But again, I honestly don't know if there's a guy better than like Jamar Chase or Rashad Bateman from last year's draft. But Drake London ranked up there. So you look at it here. Tylan Wallace was literally graded as one of the highest guys I've ever seen. It's crazy. It's crazy. His grades were great. So again, flaw my plan. I mean, my grades, they're unbiased. Not like I said, oh, Tylan Wallace, I'm a fan of that team, so I'm going to rank him high. I don't even watch college football. I just watched the film. So Tylan Wallace ranked high on my grade scale, and I ranked him number 1. Drake London ranked 2 according to last year. Bateman, Smith, Chase, Marset, Shakir, Marlon Williams, Alec Pierce, Diami Brown, Sammy Fehoko, Treylon Burks, Nico Collins, Chris Olave, and then Dwayne Eskridge. That's that order. 2022 compared to 2021 via personal analysis. All right. So you're going to say, how the hell are you still ranking Tylan Wallace number 1? I don't want to, but I have to. I can't change it because, in my opinion, Devontae Smith, Rashad Bateman, and Chase, who all had ranked lower than Tylan Wallace, I have graded higher in my personal analysis than Drake London or Chris Olave or Treylon Burks. So in order for me, I'm not going to change it now. I can't change it. I truly felt like Tylan Wallace was the best prospect. And I'll tell you right now, I don't feel like that's true anymore. I was wrong. But for me to stay true to my word, I'm going to keep the same order. And I'm going to say that these 4 guys, in the same order I ranked them last year, which was this order, are all better than Drake London and Olave, according to my personal analysis, and Burks. And again, I'm saying this again right now. I don't believe Tylan Wallace is going to have the best career. I don't think so. I think his spot that he landed was absolutely terrible. Considering that he got drafted in the 3rd round by the Baltimore Ravens, and Rashad Bateman got drafted in the 1st round, and Marquise Brown got drafted a few years ago. And then you got all on top of that, you got Devin Duvernay. And then you got Lamar Jackson as a quarterback. And Mark Andrews. I mean, again, it's just a terrible landing spot. But as a prospect, I would have him ranked pretty dang high. And I was wrong. But here's the order. You're more than welcome to look at this. Besides him, just pretend he's not here for now, okay, please. Smith, Bateman, Chase, London, Olave, Burks, Brown, Waddle, Wilson, Metchie, Dotson, Moore, Pierce, Watson, Shakir, Tony, Moore, Fehoko, Elijah Moore. This dude I was super low on, and it's really unfortunate. Like, I want to throw up because how low I was on him. But again, I can't believe I was so low. Like, I can't say that Khalil Shakir is worse than Simi Fehoko. Okay, I just can't do it. So I got Shakir ranked higher than Fehoko. Therefore, he's ranked higher than Elijah Moore. Here's my personal analysis this year. So here's my rankings. If you want to say it, here's what I got. London 1, Olave 2, Burks 3, Pierce 4, Williams 5, Wilson, Watson, Metchie, Dotson, Shakir, Moore, Tolbert, Robinson, Bell, Ross, Austin, Doubs, Ezukanma, Pickens, Phillips, Gray, Drummond. That's my rankings, ladies and gentlemen. And now I'll meet you and we'll discuss a few of the questions that you guys have for me that you left on Instagram. Holy crap, we are back. My mouth is so damn dry. It's not even funny. All right. The questions you left me. You left me. Who are your sleepers this year? Well, this year I'm going to call them sleepers. I'm not going to rank them as my number 1 wide receiver anymore, like I did Tylan Wallace. Okay. So again, I learned, even though I see someone on film, I got to adjust accordingly. I'm not going to do that anymore. You learn from your mistakes in this business, and that's something I'm doing. Who are your sleepers? And again, people are going to say that might be their biggest miss ever, and they might not want to listen to me, but I can tell you this much right now. Everybody misses. Okay? It's bad. I mean, some people have, freaking some terrible things. I'll tell you that much. Some terrible things. Okay? So, listen. Everyone's going to miss. I missed. At least I'm upfront and honest. Some people try to hide it. Okay? So, who are your sleepers? My sleepers this year are Alec Pierce, Khalil Shakir, and Wan'Dale Robinson. Now, listen to this. Alec Pierce is that guy that can be the 1A. Out of all these guys, he's a 1A guy, runs a 4.41, 6'3", and can go up and catch a ball over someone, run good enough routes, get open. Just a really phenomenal receiver, big-bodied receiver that can run fast. I absolutely love it. Another guy that's my sleeper. Everyone loves Christian Watson, so that's everyone's sleeper. Everyone heard Christian Watson. To me, he's not a sleeper anymore. Alec Pierce, no one's talking about. I absolutely love this guy. I saw him probably about 2-3 months ago. I wrote my friends about him, and I've been saying this before anybody said anything about him. I'll have to probably show you guys the text message. So if anyone want to see that, DM me on Instagram through Top Notch Sports, and I'll send it to you. The next guy, Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir has some of the best hands I've seen. Nobody's talking about these guys. Khalil Shakir, one of the best bowls abilities, breaks tackles after he catches the ball. Sorry, I'm all over the place because I talked for an hour straight and then you're exhausted, your mouth is dry. It's terrible. But Khalil Shakir has some of the best ball skills, and he's great after the catch. And Wan'Dale Robinson, lining up anywhere you want to, the guy will make something happen, okay? Those are those three. Who are your possible 1As? Well, here they are. Drake London's a 1A. Treylon Burks a 1A. Alec Pierce is a possible 1A. Chris Olave, I feel like, is a 1A. And Chris Olave is the one guy that is an exception because him, in my opinion, is a guy that doesn't fit my mold for 1A, being 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", being super fast. He is fast. But he is smaller than I would like, but I feel like his route running and it just is, his fluidness ability makes him a possible 1A in the National Football League. There's two other guys I got listed, and those are two ifs. George Pickens could be one. He fits the mold of a 1A, but it's if he can get everything else together. I didn't see enough of it in film. He needs to live up to expectation. I don't think he will, but he has the potential to be because of his size. Another guy, of course, Christian Watson. Fast, big, but his film was kind of, lackluster in my opinion. People are overhyping him because they want to find the next DK Metcalf. I found DK Metcalf. I had him ranked as number 1. Everyone now wants to find the next DK Metcalf, just like how they wanted to find Josh Allen last year and they had Trey Lance listed as their number 1. Look at where I had Trey Lance listed as number 5. Okay? You're not going to find the next guy all the time. And that's something that I've learned, and I live by my mistakes. But those are the two questions you guys asked me. Let me know what you think. Comment in the comment section below. I'll get back to you like this. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'll see you guys soon. Peace. We are Built Better. Draft coming around soon. Every other position coming soon. Mock drafts coming soon. Stay tuned. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.